It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Nicole Guagliardo, a professional hockey player with the MAC Badger. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to play professional hockey?
Honestly, it's something I've always wanted to do growing up. When I was asked what did I want to do when I was older, I said I was going to play in the NHL and be the first woman in the NHL because they didn't have women's professional hockey. So as soon as it was created in 2015, I knew right away. I want to play in the NWHL. I want to be a professional athlete, and that's when I knew.
What was it like going to Mercyhurst and playing college with Mercyhurst?
It was definitely an experience there. I met some of the best people at Mercyhurst. I still talk to them every day. So great friendships were made there. Unfortunately, the coach and I just didn't get along well. We didn't see eye to eye. So I didn't get the playing time that I thought I deserved or would have liked. So I transferred over to Lindenwood.
What was it like putting on the Mercyhurst jersey?
I think this question, just in general, no matter what team you're playing for, I think it's an honor and a privilege to be able to put on the jersey, no matter what team you're playing for. So it was an honor to put on that Mercyhurst jersey every time. And no matter what, you're going to put 100% effort into whatever team you're playing for. And it comes with a lot of sacrifices and hard work putting on a jersey. It's not just throwing on the jersey and go play in a game. There's a lot in the background that comes with it, and all the off ice practices and on ice practices and sacrifices you make to put it on. It's just an honor and a privilege. So,
What was it like going from Mercyhurst to transferring to Lindenwood?
well, we were in the same league, so it was kind of fun to be able to play like the same exact teams I played before, and they weren't we didn't have as many wins as Mercyhurst, let's put it that way. But still, I ended up playing a lot, so I was happy there with hockey at least. Would have liked to win more, but I got a lot of playing time, and I was able to prove my coach at Mercyhurst wrong, and I ended up finishing with first in points on that team. And I think only two players at Mercyhurst had more points than me that year, so it was nice to be able to prove your old coach wrong, and was happy with that.
What was it like going from Lindenwood to Adrian College?
So that was a little bit different because I transferred D1 to D3 because unfortunately you can only transfer D1 to D1 one time. So D3 Adrian is a top D3 program. So honestly, I was kind of nervous to go into the D3. I didn't know what to expect, but honestly, I think any of the bottom D1 schools would be able to compete with us with any of the top D3 programs. I think it would be a really good game. So I always thought it'd be interesting if we ever could play Lindenwood one day. But it was phenomenal. Actually, we ended up going to Europe that season, and that's actually how I knew I wanted to play in Europe one day, and that's why I'm here now today in Europe. So I'm grateful for that opportunity. It was a blast. I was able to be with my friend from home. She was the captain of the team, so met some great people there that I still talk to every day as well. So I had a great time at Adrian.
In all three of your colleges, what were some of your accomplishments in your college career?
At Mercyhurst, we were actually able to win our league. My second year, we made it to the Final Eight NCAA. We actually lost to Clarkson in overtime that game, and they ended up winning the whole thing, national championship. So then at Lindenwood, like I said, I ended up finishing with first with points on my team. So that was a big accomplishment for me. Finished pretty high up in the league as well with points. And then my senior year as well, also was able to finish with first with points on my team and was All-American that year. So another accomplishment.
Coming out of college, what was it like getting drafted into the NWHL to the Connecticut Whales?
It's super exciting. It was an honor to be selected, and especially since I knew I really wanted to go play in the NWHL. And um, Connecticut's a nice area. It's not too far from New York City too, so I liked the area and heard good things about it. So I was super excited. And Colton Orr is the coach; he still is, and former NHL guy. So I was super excited to play for him, and it was just an honor to be selected.
What was it like putting on that green Connecticut Whales jersey for the first time?
That one probably was a little bit more special than all the colleges, just because it was my first time playing professional hockey, and it was super exciting. And we were actually in the bubble because unfortunately we didn't have like a real season last year due to COVID. So we were in the bubble, and we were actually going to be on NBC Sports like later on in that bubble. So it was pretty cool to just know that like a lot of people were watching us, and like I said, also just an honor and privilege. Like no matter what team you play for, you're going out there and you're playing hockey. So it's just always a good, fun thing. Always like love playing hockey. So
Whenever you were with Connecticut Whales, what was it like playing with some of your teammates?
um, it was definitely different than playing in college because I was the youngest player on our team, and that was just like weird to me because I was used to being like the older one playing, the past couple of years, and it was weird to like that some of my teammates were like 30 years old, and I'm like over here, I'm 23, and that part was weird. I was like, wow, this is different. So it was kind of cool to play with people that are 30 and really know the game well. Like my line mate was like 30, and then I also played with Kayla Friesen, who was a top player in D1. So it was awesome to play with them too. That I learned a lot from them. Yeah, it was fun.
Of course, what were some of your game day routines and rituals with the Connecticut Whales, and now what are they like now that you're going internationally?
They're definitely a little bit different. And Connecticut, we have our pregame skates we go to and pregame meals. The typical same as college, you get your pregame skate, pregame meals, and um, unfortunately, we don't have those here. That's just not the European way. So that part was different to me. I was not expecting to not have a pregame meal or skates. Usually, you're hanging out with the team before the game, but I figured I need to do something to get the legs moving in the morning here. So I'll wake up and go for a walk for myself. And then I'll usually grab food with my roommates. They're Canadian. So we'll go and get a pregame meal together. And always got to take the pregame nap no matter what team I played for. I always take my pregame nap. And then I go to the game and warm up and all that stuff.
What was it like going from Connecticut Whales to internationally with MAC Budapest?
Budapest. Yeah. It's way different in Europe, but it's a super super cool opportunity that I get, and I've known that I wanted to play overseas. Like I said, when I was in Adrian, I was able to go to Europe, and we played a couple games. And if it wasn't for that, I would have never known I'd wanted to come here. And unfortunately, I couldn't the year before because of COVID. So it's a lot different here. Obviously, the culture, everything's different here. A lot of people don't speak English, so that's different too. My teammates, there's some people that their English is not so good, so it's harder to communicate with some people. But overall, they all speak English pretty well, and the game's just a little bit different. So still getting used to the European style. It's a little bit different. So yeah.
Of course, in your first year going to the European style, what are some things that have changed from obviously the American NWHL style to obviously now European?
Fire yours, but it says my internet connection is unstable. Sorry about that. I didn't hear what you said.
Going from the NWHL style to now going European, what are some things that have changed and some things that are similar?
Um, I think they're not as aggressive here in Europe. The game was definitely more aggressive in North America and in the NWHL. You use the body more in the NWHL, and here they just don't seem to. I remember coming in the first couple of practices, just throwing the body out there and playing physical, and I was like one of the only people doing it, and everyone was kind of like, I was like, okay, that's different for me. So it's just not as physical. Yeah, there's just little things that are just different in the European game, like the style of play and their systems and stuff, but getting used to it.
In your first year with Budapest, what are some things that you plan to accomplish?
Well, chose like this team because it's the top team in our league, so I'm really hoping to accomplish like winning our league. It's kind of confusing here in Europe. They have like 3 different like championships that we can win. Um, and so I'm hoping to win. We already can't win Super Cup, unfortunately, but the other 2 leagues, like the Hungarian league, there's another tough team in Budapest. So I'm hoping to win that, the Hungarian league, and the EWHL, which is a league I'm in. Hoping to win that. That's something I hope to accomplish, and I also hope to accomplish to be one of the better players in the team, someone that people can like look up to here. That's the other thing that's different with NWHL and here is there's players that are younger here. In Europe, like there's no college hockey here for them to go to. So there's like people in like high school on my team in here, which is like, that blew my mind. I didn't know that was like possible, but since they don't have college hockey here, like they come and play here. So that's another big difference as well.
But speaking about that, obviously, what is it like having high school players in Europe play with you versus obviously being where you were the youngest of the team with Connecticut, but now you could be the oldest of the team?
It's definitely different. Like I said, it's still a mix though. I still have like people on my team who are like 28, 29, 30. But then you have some, we only have a couple high schoolers, but honestly, like they've got some skill. They're pretty good. So, and they're learning too. So it's nice to be someone that they can look up to and like learn from. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a good role model for them. So that's something I hope to accomplish as well. Yeah, I'm hoping that they can look up to me and learn something, at least one thing from me.
What is the game day like internationally?
Game day. Well, like I said, there's no pregame skate or pregame walk. So we show up to the rink 2 hours before. It's kind of, I think that's like a universal thing. We'll get there and have your team meetings, like the same old meetings. And then we'll start the warm-ups. People will tape their sticks, start the warm-up, off-ice warm-ups, play some soccer and as a team. Then after warm-ups, this is what I personally do. I've always done it. I'll visualize in the stands, like in the rink, and I'll visualize like what I'm going to do on the ice during the game and stuff. And then I go and get ready. And then we have on ice warm-ups. Then we come back to the locker room. They do the ice again, and then we start. And there's actually no starting lineups here, which is another difference. Like I said, there's just so many weird things, and that's one of them. They don't call the starting lineups unless it's like a championship game. So it's kind of weird. You just go out there and like kind of start, and it's weird. It's different.
What is it like having fans internationally and also domestically?
Honestly, we don't like, hockey's not huge here, so we don't get like a lot of fans. Our rink's like smaller too, so there's not really a whole lot of like a room for seating for like fans. But I would say we definitely got more fans in the NWHL than we do here. It's just hockey's just not as big here.
Of course, looking back on your career, what is it like having obviously your name on the jerseys, such as when you were in college at Connecticut and obviously now in the Budapest?
Can you repeat that? Like, what's it like? What do you mean? What is it like?
Having your name on the back of the jersey to represent obviously your family and all that.
Oh yeah. It was super cool in college. It doesn't feel as special as it does now playing professional hockey, because not everyone gets to do that and have the opportunity to play professionally. So I just feel like it's more special putting it on with my Connecticut and now Budapest jerseys. Just because like you're getting paid to like play hockey, it just feels more special than college. Or college, it seems like everyone plays college hockey, and I don't know. It's pretty special to represent, and especially the first year. So Connecticut was super cool because that was my first year playing, and you could actually buy like my jersey. You could go on the website and buy my own jersey or T-shirt. So that was super cool. It made me feel like legit, and it was awesome.
Who are some players that you look up to in the hockey community?
I think coming from the Chicago area, got to say Kendall Coyne. Obvious, like she's an amazing person, amazing player, one of the best of the best, honestly. So she played for Chicago Mission just like I did. So she was the person I definitely looked up to the most. I remember her coming on the ice for a couple of our practices, and I was just like, wow, she's good. I want to be like that. Megan Bozick as well is a great person to look up to. She's from the Chicagoland area, also played at Mission. I'd definitely say those two, just since they're from the Chicago area. I knew them.
What advice would you give college hockey players looking to play college hockey and then go into professionally?
I'd say like when you're looking to go play in college, I think you should really, really just sit down, think about exactly what you want. I know everyone wants to go to the University of Wisconsin and Minnesota's. I was the same way, but you kind of got to sit down and think about what's like the reality of it. If it's like the right fit for you. And I knew like I wanted to go to a school that was smaller because academically I thought that was going to suit me better rather than going to like a University of Wisconsin and sitting in a classroom size of like 300 people where the teacher doesn't even know if you're going to miss class or not. Because unfortunately, at the end of the day, education is important for us because we don't have the NHL. Like we have the NWHL now, which is awesome, but unfortunately, it's still not enough to make a living off of. And at the end of the day, it's important to get that good education and get like whatever you want to do in your life after. I hope one day that the NWHL will be a legit league where we can make a living off of it. And I know it's going in the right direction and it's going up from here, which is amazing. But unfortunately, we still can't live off of it. So I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this because I still love hockey and I get the amazing experience to travel Europe for free and live here for free. So not many people can say they can do that. But yeah, I just like really think about it and sit down like and go visit the campus. That's a thing to like go visit and make sure you like the feel of it. Make sure you feel comfortable there. Meet the coach, make sure you feel comfortable with the coach. And then the transition from college to professionally, it's a big jump, just like it's going to be a big jump going from high school to college. Game's going to be a little bit faster and quicker and people are going to be better and it's going to be harder to make teams. It's going to be harder to be on the lines you want. So yeah, just keep working hard. And if it's something you really want to do, it's going to take a lot of hard work.
What advice would you give people looking to play professional hockey, whether it's the NWHL or going internationally?
I think that's kind of up to like, what are they looking for? If you want to get the best hockey that there is, I'd say you should stay in the NWHL, stay in North America. If you want to get the experience of being able to travel Europe and live in Europe for free, come here. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's amazing. It's eye opening. It's a totally different culture here, and it's just living life right now. I absolutely love it, and I'm glad that I came here, and I'm glad that I got a year in the NWHL as well, just to experience playing there and playing on NBC Sports was. Like that was to be the first like women's professional team to play on national TV and be part of history was awesome as well. So it's just kind of what do they want? Do they want to play in the highest top league and then they stay there? If you want the experience of playing in Europe, then come here.
That's wonderful. Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
My username is at Nicole Guags. It's NICOLEGUAGS. That should be it on Instagram and Twitter.
Thank you again, Nicole Guagliardo, for your interview and best of luck in your future with Budapest.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Nicole, for your interview and best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.